All right, so let's make a video about Umar Johnson. This is him talking about useless degrees. And this video is also meant to show you guys that you need to stay in your lane, man. Like, if you're not versed in certain things, don't try to do certain things. Like, exploit and expand on what you're good at, right? You only have so many gifts, but don't try to get out of your lane. And when he talks, like, he's a really good orator. That's why we gotta have our own bank and all this bullshit. Nigga, please. Ish. All right, man. I mean, I've been hearing the same shit for what, 25, 30 years, man. They ain't doing it. If they ain't did it, then they ain't gonna do it. They ain't doing it, man. Black people cannot come together for shit. They just can't. Because one thing I know about my people is we're not patient. We don't know anything about generational anything. Why? Because we're trying to survive for today. We just are, right? We're trying to survive today. We ain't thinking about no generational wealth. We ain't thinking about how this is going to impact our future grandchildren. We're not. The Israelites, the Jewish community do. The white people do. Africans do. Like, one thing that's big in Africa, especially in Nigerian culture, is our fathers. We have homes to pass down to our children, so that when we leave, we can have something. We know that they're safe. That no matter what, they will always have a roof over their heads. You get me? By God's grace, I'm thinking in the next 12 months about buying three different homes in three different continents for my kid. One in Puerto Rico, probably one in the United States, and probably one in Africa. And whoever wants it, I'll probably buy four, just so two can go to one, two can go to the other, and they'll just flip a coin and see who gets it. That's how I do it. So I know no matter what happens all over the world, they always got a home to stay. Yep. I think about getting about four homes. Sure, why not? Fuck it. Because the one thing that is so needed in this country is in this during these times is security. Your children need to feel secure, and they're not going to feel secure by you getting a degree. Degree is useless in this economy. It's completely useless. All the job interviews that I went on, they never asked me once if I had a college degree. They sometimes they did, most of the time they didn't. Especially if you're in front of the employer, you don't get about none of that bullshit. It's just like oh, you got a degree or not? Okay, next. It's not. It's almost like a girl that you're trying to date, and she says she has a job that pays her $60,000. Okay, that's next. That's nice. Next. It's not. It's not a factor per se. Get it? This is when he's at his best. All right. This is when he's at his best. When he's talking and giving you facts, because he's actually giving you real facts. He's giving you real facts. In fact, let's see something. How much does the black church give every Sunday in the United States? See that? He's on point. One specific figure is 14 million every Sunday, according to a report. Another estimate is 19 billion per year. And this is black churches. Black churches in the United States receive billions annually in tithes and offerings. One specific source for 14, according to however, these figures should be viewed with some caution as they're universally verified. They're not universally annual income. Some estimated collective receive about 19 million annually in tithes offerings. Blah blah. That the average weekly donation per churchgoer is $17. However, this is a general statement and not specific to black churches. Tithes given 10% of one's income is a common practice, but not all church members tithe. Some individuals give more or less, and giving patterns can vary. I started off this video about useless degrees, right? And we have since morphed into something else. I'm going to delve into this, right? And this is more, it's deeper. Why is it that black people get useless degrees? And why is it that black people give to the church? And I find it funny that this guy was talking about blacks um, creating their own banks and, doing for themselves. But yet, this dude has been living off the donations to a school that he said that he was going to fund. One of the things that he said that black people need to do. This is why I say black people aren't serious. It's because of people like that. People like that. They have all these grandiose ambitions about the black community and what they're going to do for the black community and so on and so forth. But yet, when it's time for them to actually do something, what happens? School gets foreclosed. We don't get any update about the school. After 15 years, he's received well over $1 million. And after 15 years, nothing to show for it. Not one student has been educated, not one. Hell, I have a school. I can show you my performance, no problem. I can show you my school and my performance, no problem whatsoever. The problem with him is he tried to do this thing in a physical school. That's not how you do it. It's called proof of concept. You got to prove that it works first before you start getting grandiose. But I died. Question: how is it that the black community give $19 billion to the black church every single year that is tax free when in the form of tithes and offerings? Right? But none of that was actually written in the Bible. Can somebody explain that to me? Can somebody explain to me and show me where one time tithing was ever money in the Bible? Just one time. Hmm? I would never understand. And useless degrees and tithes and offerings, they're correlated. They're really correlated, especially amongst black people. It's almost like black people refuse to think forward, refuse to think ahead. They refuse to do it. They're like sheep being led to the slaughter. They just say go to college without really knowing what the purpose of college is. And he asked some really important questions. Did you raise your children with the discipline to finish? What degree they're going to get themselves in? And how is this going to help people? I have a college degree, and do I use it? Fuck no. In fact, what I really use is what I learned in primary school, not college. I didn't learn fuck all in college. College and high school to me was just too goddamn easy. I was on the dean's list, high school, college. Bruh, it was too easy though. That came back from Nigeria back here. I was like, bruh, this is too easy. This is too easy. There was no competition. Or else I probably would have been the top of my class if there was real competition, but there was no competition for me. I said, oh, fuck it. I'll just graduate with a 3.5 or whatever. 3, whatever it is, whatever. Ah, fuck it. I was a B plus student in college. Because I didn't really care. I didn't really try. Not really. I didn't really try. Not really. It's what I learned in primary school in Nigeria. That's what I use today. Critical thinking skills. Yep. Yep. Useless degrees. Black people are not in STEM. They're not. I showed you guys, I made a video where most of the doctors in the United States are African. They're not African American, they're African. But African Americans will get useless degrees African American studies, sociology, psychology, business, economics, little dumb degrees, just stupid, stupid degrees that serve nobody. You can't even monetize that shit. You just can't. So when you really start asking yourself serious questions like, okay, why am I going to college? Is it for social? Is it for a party? Or is it because if it's education, then college isn't the way. If you really want to get educated and get a good job, college isn't the way. In fact, it takes way too long. You're going to spend way too much money. You might as well just go get, just freaking get like a, just be an apprentice. You can be an apprentice, dog. You can be a plumbing apprentice. Do that from 18 to 20 to 21. Now you got some real skills. Then you start your own business. Now you're making money. Now you're employing people who went to college. That's how you do that. Just be an apprentice. That's how I was. I went to college. Yeah, sure. I got a degree. Yeah, sure. But I was an apprentice learning IT stuff. I learned under him. And then after that, I started my own school. Made more money than I ever made in my whole life. My business, my school. That's how you do that. You get me, right? So in relation to the tithes and offerings, I just don't get it. It's like black people just don't want to read. They don't want to do the hard work. They don't want to do the research. Because if they did, they would know that useless degrees aren't going to pay. And paying tithes and offerings is nowhere in the Bible. Offerings, yes. Tithes, no. For one, it was for the Israelites only. Two, it was food, never money. But when a lie has been perpetrated for centuries, it will continue to be perpetrated until somebody takes a stand and stops it. But for whatever reason, black people they say, "Okay, I'm gonna give my tithes so that God can bless me." They ain't been blessed yet. That's not how that works, dog. Offerings, yes. Tithes, not justified because guess what? Guess what? Tithes weren't meant for you, meant for the Israelites for a specific amount of time. But once Jesus Christ died and the veil was broken, all that stuff is done. You don't need it. You don't need to feed the pastor, the priest, or whatever, because there's no veil. It was split in half, so you can speak to your God by yourself, one on one. That's what that's about. But black people just like giving their money. They just like giving the money, even though they don't know where the money is going to. They like giving their money to these institutions, churches, colleges, just because they were told to. Their mother paid tithes, they paid tithes. Their mother voted Democrat, they vote Democrats. Their mother went to Howard University, they went to Howard University, even though Howard University is like what, $50,000 a year. And how are they supposed to pay off all this debt? $50,000 a year after for 4 years, that's $200,000. Fine. Let's say you have financial aid. You're still going to come out with at least 80 to $100,000 in debt, which you can't pay off. So now you just put your child in debt. And you cannot write student debt off. Can you? No, you can't. You can't. You can't write it off. It's one of those things you just can't write off. I find that interesting. You can write off your house. You can declare bankruptcy, put the house. But student debt, you can't do it. I find that interesting. I find that interesting. And where's the bank to save you? I mean, where's the church to save you if you're going through hard times? Even though you've been paying your tithes all these years, they're nowhere. Believe me, I tried it once. They're not. They literally told me, "Yeah, we just don't give money out like that." I said, "Wait, even though I've been giving my tithes faithfully?" They said, "Yes." And if you want to, I kid you not, and this is what the dude said. And if you want to continue to come to our church, you have to keep paying your tithes, even though I was going through financial hardship at the time. You can't make this shit up. You can't make this shit up. All right, guys, let me know what you think. Write down in the comments. Right? Does he have a point? I think this is what he should stick to, giving speeches like this to make money versus robbing people of their hard-earned money and lying to people saying that he's going to build a school, even though he knows goddamn well nothing about that. All right, guys, talk about divorce matters. Why? Because divorce actually matters. Peace.